ball. Morning world. Oh, I am getting my day started, and I'm trying to go live before my daughter wakes up in a minute. Oh my gosh. So I go on social media to like relax and stuff sometimes, like everybody else. I go on TikTok. But lately, and every once in a while, I feel like the algorithm is like this, where it's just like super dark. I mean, I don't know. And I think I need to stay off TikTok today. It's just been like too upsetting, and I'm not making this about me, but I'm just saying it's been too upsetting lately. And I think because I've been liking certain things, the algorithm thinks, let's just keep giving her like these depressing videos. And it's like, please, like the algorithm, I don't know, sometimes I don't like it. It's like I've had enough sad stuff for, I don't need to see any more. I think today I'm just gonna watch my Desperate Housewives, and my husband got me this for Mother's Day. And I get it, like, I don't know, but I can only take so much of that stuff. And I just, yeah, I need a break. Does anybody else ever feel like that? Like, I need a break from social media, because sometimes it's so, you're on my YouTube, but you know what I mean, like certain, remember when it used to be, and it changes, like it used to be Facebook, it used to be MySpace, and Facebook, in my opinion, has really gone downhill lately. But anyway, they're struggling, I think, to survive with TikTok. I'm trying to see what coffee I should drink. I feel like I should go for this. This is pretty good. Hello, bonjour. Are you from France? Okay, if you have a quick challenge. Okay. If you're gonna be rude, I'm gonna put you in a timeout. Just saying. I have a lot of people that are kind of rude that come on here. Oh, thank you, Mama. So usually I do like, thank you for the likes. I do, if I'm going to work, I'll do like the actual sugar. But they told me to do this when I had gestational diabetes, and I know it's not great, but I do some type of artificial sweetener. Sometimes I'll do the more healthy, like stevia, but it is expensive. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that right now, but yes, it's important to stay hydrated. Actually, I probably should. Yeah. I do need to get. I don't think I drank enough water yesterday because I was like so thirsty even when I went to bed, which I don't think is good. But with my ADHD, hello, it's hard to remember things like that because I'm always doing like 50 projects at once. I am going to get something to drink now because now I'm getting thirsty. Like, I don't know. Other than my coffee. Is he? Stop it. They say you should drink. Sorry. They say you should drink like a cup of water before you have your coffee. I never do that. But I know I didn't get enough water yesterday, so. Anyway, I'm unloading my lovely dishwasher. It's almost like the algorithm on TikTok knows I'm empathetic, so it gives me these super sad, and it's like I am super empathetic, so I can only see so many of these sad videos before it starts to like upset me too much. I'm still upset about the whole thing, obviously, with that influencer and her kid. I'm sure a lot of people are. And I'm even more upset by like the way she's being treated in the aftermath. Like people thinking she owes a statement, people like not respecting her privacy. And here I am talking about it, so I don't, but it just like, I can't stop thinking about that and how like other moms are judging her. Even moms who, there's a lot of people. I guess it's good in a way because it's opening up the conversation, which is the name of my TikTok, if you want to follow, but it's opening up, talking about grief of losing a child, which I cannot imagine. You know, I've been through 4 miscarriages, which is more than what anybody should have to go through. But to lose which is awful in itself, but to lose a child that is Earthside, I cannot. So it is good because it's like we're having more uncomfortable conversations and conversations about like child safety. But it does make me, like, I don't know, it makes me a little anxious just thinking about all the things that could go wrong as a mom and with safety and, I don't know. But it's good in that way. It's not good in the way that everybody's, like, judging her. Okay, and I usually use... I have the best stoves. I don't know. Okay, so this is what I've been... I love like pistachio. I don't know if you can see that, but I love anything like pistachio flavored that's coffee. It's really good. Really good. I mean, it's good because I think people don't talk about grief enough. I mean, I talked about it before. But, it's good in that sense, too. Because if you live long enough, everybody's going to go through it. But, yes, everybody handles it differently. Like, some people don't want to talk about it. But then there's people like me who It's like cathartic almost talking about it. Anyway, I was so tired by the end of last night. I still am really tired. That I was getting like irritable. So today I'm not gonna do as much, but I'm still gonna try to work out. I'm gonna try to do listings. Stay off of my TikTok platform for today. I did get some listings going last night, and I shipped something out last night, but I've had stuff sitting in my room that needs listed for like months, so I finally started working through that. I've just been busy doing other things. Oh, and then I realized on Facebook now they've made it even harder yet again for resellers, because I went to click shipping on an item and it wouldn't let me. And I guess they do not provide prepaid shipping labels anymore, which I think is a big mistake on their part for resellers like me. Like, we've already been having issues with them with not getting paid. A lot of resellers are not getting paid from them till like a couple months later, if at all. And now they've made it harder for resellers again by now not offering prepaid shipping labels. And I don't know why that is. Some people said it's because people are like abusing the system or something, but for people like me, and I think most resellers who aren't, it's like I don't really want to sell on that platform that much anymore. Like, the only thing I'm offering anymore, once they fix it, is probably just local pickup, and that's it. Now, you can get around it, but it sounds like such a pain. You have to go to the post office. You have to, like, get a tracking number, enter it. If you don't enter the tracking number correctly, which I'm bad with details like that because of my ADHD, but if you don't do it just so, then you're not going to get reimbursed. So I don't know, that it's almost like not even worth the headache anymore to sell on Facebook. Ever since they went to like Meta, and I don't know what the heck they're doing lately, but I think they're like trying to save that platform, but doing it haphazardly and actually making more people get mad. Like, they're losing their audience more, if that makes sense. I need to get a new, like, brush here for this thing. The thing is, I don't really need to cook. At least for lunch, I have leftovers, so. Well, probably, actually, I'll probably, like, eat a sandwich and then have leftovers for dinner again. My mom came over to watch Daisy, and, like, the nice thing with that is she always brings food every time she comes. Wow, my hair is a mess this morning. I gotta do something with my hair later. But, so my mom made stuffed peppers, which is, like, one of my favorites. Especially, like, as it gets nicer outside and the peppers are more in bloom or whatever. one of the perks of moving back to Pennsylvania is things like that. I want to do something fun with Daisy today too, because like, been so busy. Like, I feel like trying to gain a platform and working full time and just all the drama lately with TikTok and stuff. And then trying to resell, like working out more, trying to lose weight, da, da, da. I feel like I have to take a day aside where it's just like we go do something. You know, those of you who follow me know my dad passed away. We had a very, very tumultuous, how do you say that word? Relationship when he was alive. And, but one thing he did right was he was a workaholic, but he always, growing up, made time for me and my sister to go, like, spend time with him every weekend. It's important that you take time out for your kids, you know, to build that connection. If he hadn't done that, I don't think we would have reconnected when I got older. I don't know. And speaking of grief, I'm still going through the grief of that, and we're coming up almost on a year. I'm doing okay though, like with it. I feel like grief is one of those you take it day by day. Someday something reminds you of something and makes it worse. And I think it's normal when you're going through grief to have guilt to begin with. Even if it wasn't some horrible tragedy like that poor influencer is going through. Like, I feel like it's normal to be like, I should have spent more time with this person, or I should have done this for them, or whatever. Like to have, I think it's kind of normal to have some regrets, some grief, some guilt about things, like wishing your relationship was different, whatever, in my case. But it can also be kind of distracting, like you want to be involved with the people who are here now, but your like headspace might be thinking about the person who's not even here, if that makes sense. Like it's hard to not dwell on it sometimes. Just that's the way I process things sometimes, is like I dwell, but I don't know that that's necessarily healthy, but that's what I do. And I think that might be common too, is like, on one hand, you're happy for the blessings you have that are here with you, but then on the other hand, you think about, like with my cats, like I get upset about the fact that they're not here anymore. They were such a big part of our lives, which I know sounds silly, but we are definitely animal people. So I get upset that they're not here, even though I have a kitten. We were blessed to get a kitten before they passed, just from the universe, basically, like a dumpster cat. But sometimes it's hard to like enjoy that to a degree or be fully present when your mind's somewhere else or whatever with and it's painful sometimes, like bring everything up being around a new cat, if that makes sense. I don't know. So I feel so bad for that influencer. Like, I don't even know what she's going through, really, but just grief is hard. Like, grief can stink. That's the best way I can describe it. Grief can stink. Same thing like with the miscarriages with my daughter. Sometimes it was hard to be present with her while we were going through all that, which is why we decided to stop, because it was too much. Like, it was taking away from her growing up, if that makes sense. Hold on. Get in the house, Eddie. That we at least had a choice in. We had some kind of choice, even if it wasn't the choice we wanted. But when you don't even get a choice sometimes, that's got to be really hard to process and accept. There's a lot of good movies out there too, I think, about grief that might help people that are going through it. Just to, or even if you're not, just to kind of understand. But they are very sad films. But there was one that was made in the 80s about this guy. He loses his kid. What's it called? It's something like, he's got a suitcase on the cover of the, like, as though this explains it. I don't know. I have it on my Instagram, like the movies that I've seen that are really good. And, or not Instagram, Pinterest. But he's like trying to date, him and his wife break up after the loss, because it's just like so hard on their marriage. Oh, I know what it's called. I think it's called Accidental Tourist. That's a really good movie, I think. There's ones that aren't like super sad either that talk about it. There's one with Whoopi Goldberg in it about a kid who loses their mom. That one's good too, and that's kind of like lighthearted. I forget what that one's called. Hey, if you like this live and you're just watching, please subscribe. Because I try to go live pretty regularly if I have off work. I do my dishes, I drink my coffee, and I talk. Oh, I watched the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives yesterday. I started watching season 2. And it's pretty good. Like, the first season was good, but this season I think might be better. It's good because it's talking about, like, marriage problems. There's cheating stuff going on. There's, it talks about, like, gender norms in the Mormon religion, but you could use it for even not if you're in a Mormon. And, like, the one girl, Taylor, she's a toxic type of family, and I can find that relatable. Not that my family's super toxic, but you know what I mean? Like, family sometimes thinks they're helping, but they're actually hurting you. Let's just talk. I need to do some laundry today. Tomorrow we're gonna go to a baseball game, like the local baseball team. I got free tickets from my work, which is nice that they did that. And okay, I might even have tickets to go like again, but I want to go one time and see like what Daisy thinks of it and if it's worthwhile to go again. I'm not a big like sports person, but there's something about going to events, whether it's a concert or a sport game, it just makes it exciting and is like an experience that you have to go to. I don't know. I don't really know why my mom used this giant pot for like not that. I don't think she made that much corn, but she did. Whatever. My mom is so funny. Oh, and the other people from my work are going, so I'm excited because a lot of us have little kiddos. I don't know, and we're all like in our late 30s with little kids running around. Yes. Versus how it normally is. I feel like most people have kids in their 20s, but we tried to have Daisy in our 20s. And then it wound up being my mid-30s by the time we could actually have her. I don't regret it though, because sometimes when you have kids so young, and not even like super young, but even in your 20s when you're like, should be out exploring and partying and hanging out with friends and traveling or whatever, then you kind of, you hold a grudge almost against motherhood or fatherhood or whatever. And sometimes too, you have like a midlife crisis. But trust me, I've gotten my party days out of me. Although it's always fun to go out once in a while, but I did plenty enough of partying in my days. Like, we're good on that part. We're good on that. There's gonna be a midlife crisis for me. Well, it looks like I'm at the 30-minute mark. I'm just about done doing the dishes. I'll probably hop off here. Yeah, and my whole thing, like doing these platforms, I hope I never get that big or whatever, where I have a million people judging me and da-da-da. I just want to get big enough to where I can
support my family a little bit. That's the goal. But I feel like you can't pick and choose. Like, we'll see. But I don't think I make the content that's super popular anyway, but that's the bad part of influencing, is if you get famous enough, you're going to have the whole world feel like the whole world's judging you. And I don't even have a big platform, but sometimes I do feel like, I don't know, it's hard not to let, not the comments about my looks or whatever, but when people are like mean, like making comments about me, I'm not even going to say it because I don't want to give fuel to the fire, but when they're intentionally throwing digs, and usually it's females that are more sensitive, then I get upset. Like, just because influencers on the internet doesn't mean they don't have, they're not a real human, they don't have real feelings. Or whether it's also like a TV star. Like, I've been watching Teen Mom for years. I kind of got away from it recently. I guess I could have threw that pot in there. Oh well, whatever. I got away from it recently because it went to like Peacock or something, and it's just another subscription we'd have to pay for that we don't have money for. So, but I still see clips on TikTok and on whatever, Instagram, Facebook Reels. But but people have been so harsh lately to Amber. Not saying that she doesn't deserve, for sure, a lot of judgment and this, but I don't know why. But it does seem like it's all coming at her all at once now. And I feel bad for her because the world can build you up and then they can tear you down. And I feel like for so long, MTV and people just allowed her bad behavior, and she grew up on the show since she was 16. So it's almost like she doesn't have that self-awareness that people would have had they not been on a reality show since they were a teenager. And now everybody's kind of attacking her as like, you know, you're a terrible mom and this and that. And look, we all know Amber's not going to be, she's not going to be mom of the year, okay? But at the same token, they're like almost kind of writing her out of Leah's life completely. And it's like, I don't know that that's the best answer either. Like, I don't know, because now that's going to give, I don't know what's the answer, but she was a part of Leah's life, even if it wasn't like super involved or whatever. But I feel like Leah needs to make that decision for herself, and that the peanut gallery needs to stop with all the comments. And I still in my heart hope that her and Leah can have a relationship. Maybe they need a break right now, but someday in the future. I feel like Amber she had her priorities all screwed up for so long with the men, and now she, I think, is kind of realizing, and it's too late almost to get that relationship back because Leah's like grown up. Which, I had a parent like that who didn't prioritize me, you know, and then I think they did realize, and it was too late. But then, of course, he had the stroke and then we reconciled. And you know what? It did hurt a lot, him not being in my life. It gives a kid abandonment issues when their parent is not involved. But did we need a break? Sure. But I'm very glad that before my dad, you know, at least half my life, we had reconciled and we did have a good relationship. So, I hope that someday, like, she can reconcile if there's any, you know, foundation there, because it's an important relationship. Now, she has Christina, but nobody's going to replace your biological parent. Nobody, because you share the same DNA. I mean, come on. But Christina is like her mom in the sense that she's the one who's taken care of her, been there for her, been more of a mother figure. But, yeah, you can't replace your parent that raised you when you were little or your bio parent necessarily. So, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. But, yeah. And what's funny is, like, Amber came up on my TikTok. Like, one of her lives the other day came up. And it was just, like, random. And, you know, I feel like Amber almost acts a little bit immature for her age. But again, she has been on TV for so many years, and her behaviors have been allowed and almost celebrated. So I feel like she needs to look in deep inside herself and do some self-reflection and stuff. Sometimes the only way you're going to do that is by kind of being isolated at times, which is what happened to my dad. And I think that's why he reached out to me, because he'd been cut off from everybody, and then he realized, you know, like, the mistakes he made, I think. And, but then he had the stroke, so. I didn't think I'd start off my YouTube live today by crying, but I'm sad that it took that tragedy of it, like, or that horrible, you know, he was disabled, for us to reconcile. But I'm glad that I got those years with him and that I got to reconcile with him, even though that wasn't what I pictured or what I think either of us wanted. But it's weird how sometimes something awful can bring you together. So I have grief from him dying, but I also have grief from him, like, the way that a relationship turned or changed into, like, I don't know, but, like, I feel like I lost him after the stroke in a way, because when you have a parent that are disabled permanently, you lose that healthy parent that you knew and grew up with. So that was really hard. That was almost worse than him passing away, because I was only 19 when that happened, and I didn't have, like, support or whatever then. And I didn't know how to, like, process it. Like, who has a dad who has a stroke when they're only 19 and living in a nursing home? And it was a lot. But anyways, I'm going to finish drinking my coffee, take out the trash, and finish cleaning. So, anyways, thanks for joining me on this live. Bye, guys.